What if the answer to our 21st century stress wasn't more productivity hacks or mindfulness apps, but a 2,300-year-old Greek philosopher who believed that the good life is a simple life? We live in a world that never stops buzzing. Deadlines, notifications, pressure to succeed, fear of missing out. But Epicurus, often misunderstood as a hedonist, gave us a radically different formula for happiness, one that might just save your peace of mind in today's chaotic world. Let's explore what Epicurus really taught and how it can help you live a calmer, clearer, and more content life right now. Welcome back to the unfolding journey, where ancient wisdom meets modern questions. If you've ever felt like life is too fast, too demanding, or just too loud, this space is for you. Today we're diving deep into the teachings of Epicurus, not just as theory, but as a living, breathing way of life. Let's begin. Epicurus was a Greek philosopher who lived in the 4th century BCE. Today, his name is often linked with pleasure-seeking, indulgence, or luxury. But that's a huge misunderstanding. In fact, Epicurus taught that the greatest pleasure is found in freedom from anxiety, peace of mind, simplicity, friendship, and knowing what is enough. He wasn't telling us to binge. He was telling us to breathe. Epicurus believed that the goal of life is happiness, but not the kind we chase in modern society. He identified 3 things that are essential for peace: ataraxia, freedom from mental disturbance; aponia, freedom from physical pain; friendship and community, the soul's true nourishment. He said, "If you wish to be rich, do not add to your money, but subtract from your desires." Let that sink in. Epicurus might say, we're anxious because we desire too much and fear too many things we can't control. We want more money, more likes, more validation, more security, and we fear aging, death, rejection, missing out. This endless craving and clinging leads to a life of restlessness, not fulfillment. Epicurus invites us to simplify our wants, and in doing so, set ourselves free. Epicurus was a hedonist, but in a deeply philosophical sense. To him, pleasure wasn't about excess. It was about tranquility. He wrote, "Pleasure is the absence of pain in the body and of trouble in the soul." That means a quiet evening with close friends, a warm meal, a roof over your head, time to think, reflect, and be at ease. This is true wealth, he said, not yachts, not fame, not power. Redefine pleasure. Ask yourself, what actually brings you peace? Is it more money or more time? Is it more followers or deeper relationships? Epicurus would urge you to define pleasure wisely, as peace, not dopamine spikes. Simplify your life. Epicurus lived in a garden with his friends. He grew his own food. He avoided politics and public life. That wasn't laziness, it was liberation. He deliberately chose a life that required less money, less performance, and less stress. Ask, what can I subtract? Don't fear death. Epicurus famously said, "Death is nothing to us, for when we exist, death is not, and when death exists, we are not." He taught that fearing death is irrational. It robs us of the present moment. When you realize that life is finite, and that death is not to be feared, you live more fully, more kindly, more presently. Cultivate deep friendships. Epicurus believed that friendship was the highest good. He even said we need friends more than we need food. In a time where many of us feel isolated despite being constantly connected, Epicurus tells us, don't chase success. Invest in community. Build a simple life with people you trust. This is happiness. Practice grateful minimalism. Epicurus lived in a tiny house, wore simple clothes, and ate mostly bread and water. He wasn't anti-pleasure. He just believed that the best pleasures are free. Gratitude, simplicity, peace of mind, love, rest. Imagine living a life where you felt rich with just that. We are told to grind, hustle, climb. Epicurus says, step back. He tells us, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. He invites us to live intentionally, not reactively. To stop confusing achievement with meaning. Some critics call Epicurus a dropout philosopher, but his was a radical act of defiance. He created a lifestyle and philosophy where peace, power; simplicity, status; inner calm, outer conquest. He built a private community around these ideals. People came to him from all over, not to gain success, but to learn how to live. Try this. Each morning, write down one thing you're grateful for. Each afternoon, pause and ask, is this necessary? Each evening, call a friend. Connect deeply. Then ask, did I seek peace today or pressure? This is how Epicureanism becomes a way of life. In a world that runs on overstimulation and fear of scarcity, Epicurus offers a quiet, grounded alternative. He whispers to us across time, you already have enough. You already are enough. True pleasure, he says, is not found in chasing more, but in needing less. Maybe the solution to modern stress isn't to speed up, but to slow down. Not to grind, but to simplify. Not to consume more, but to want less. And maybe, just maybe, that's what freedom feels like. If this spoke to your soul, if you're tired of crawling through life stressed, exhausted, and overwhelmed, subscribe to The Unfolding Journey, where we bring ancient wisdom into modern life. Movie Camera new essays every week on how to live deeply, simply, and fully. Your journey isn't about adding more. It's about remembering less can be more. You'd be untouchable by consumerism, comparison, and chaos.